Yo, what up, guys? Welcome to my first ever video. Today I'm going to share one of the most fun builds I've ever played in recent times in POE, which is a full cold conversion Reave Pathfinder. So before we continue, let's just do a simple invitation. Since previously you've already seen the map showcase or the map clearing abilities of this build. So let's do a simple Maven's invitation form. So usually when doing invitations or any kind of bossing, especially we're bossing, I swap my curse flask with a regeneration flask. So does my blood rage doesn't degen my life. And let's find Hydra.
At least die with some flair. This is so fallible.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Shadow, dazzling display of battle.
Ooh, Maven's Wit.
Now go retrieve more challenges for the next round.
And we're back. For the gear, I chose to build around the newly reworked Heatshiver because in my opinion it's really insane and I think it's going to get nerfed in some way. Maybe just tone down the 100% cold damage as extra fire to maybe a 70%. And that will make the helmet balanced. And the skill that I've chose is Reave because it has a high damage effectiveness and therefore has the high ability to freeze in a single hit. So for the weapons, I chose to go with Paradoxica and its partner, Saviour. And for the gloves, in the glove slot, most of your cold conversion will be coming from here. First, from the Eldritch Implicit. You don't have to get the perfect roll on the cold conversion implicit since you can get veiled cold conversion. I think it can go up to 35% in your explicit. And next priority will be attack speed and life and spell suppression. For the chest, most of your spell suppression will be coming from your chest, and the next priority will be life and physical damage as an element. This is a Gravicious benchcraft mod. For the boots, your main priority again is still spell suppression, and in this build, I chose to get most of my ailment avoidance in my boots, as well as onslaught on kill and action speed. For the jewelry, I just went with your simple Mark of the Elder and the shaped ring. I think I crafted this with Essence of Scorn. Although I still have to craft this again because I need the tier 1 strength because currently I'm having problems with my strength even here. For the amulet, you just want a high tier flat face roll and crit multi. This is not your ideal amulet since you should be using penetration shaper amulets because I have lots of Fizz's extra cold already in my build from Hatred, from Taste of Fate, and from the passive tree. So Fizz's extra cold is not mandatory here. And for Pathfinder, the most important gear slot is your belt. So since we're using the auto flask tech, or let's say permanent flask tech, in this slot you need the reduced flask charges used between 15 to 20% in order to maintain the permanent uptime coming from your flasks. And as you can see from the gear slot, as you can observe, I don't have any resistance from my gears. All of the resistance from this build comes from its flask. So for the gem links, here we have Divergent Rage, Life Tap, Lip Slam. So whenever we use Lip Slam, we have a chance of getting Divergent Rage. It's just a huge quality of life, especially in long boss fights when you can just spam Lip Slam and generate rage in the process. And just press Berserk when the fight starts. Next is your Assassin's Mark linked with Blood and Sand and Mark on Hit. Although these two links are the most important. And next is your auras linked with Enlighten, your Hatred, Herald Device, and Precision. For the totem setup, the links are multiple totems, Phantasmal Ancestral Protector. I think this adds, yep, this adds increased effect of the totems, and Berserk and Blood Rage. The next important, I think, War Chief setup is currently I don't have a way to apply cold exposure in this build since we're not a raider, and I chose to link Awaken Cold Penetration to my Ancestral War Chief since it has a chance to inflict cold exposure and hit, and on top of that I linked it with Bone Chill. So it this totem setup really helps a lot in single target scenarios. And as well as I also linked it with Awaken Malefice, so my totem, specifically your Ancestral War Chief, can also apply Intimidate. So this 4-link setup is really a must-have in single target scenarios. So for the passive tree, we are a Pathfinder. We travel to Master Surgeon, Nature's Boon, and Veteran Boyer. So for the next video, I'll include the mechanics or flask mechanics behind the Overflowing Chalice, the Flagellant Ruby Flask, Flagellant Topaz Flask with that of your Master Surgeon. Because since the Flagellant Flask has been nerfed, I think it's only through Overflowing Chalice that we can make it viable nowadays. Without Overflowing Chalice, I think it's going to be hard for Master Surgeon to work. So for the passive tree, the most important notables you should look out for are, of course, since we are a Pathfinder, are the flask nodes. Careful Conservationist and Natural Remedies. And next, for the Timeless Jewel, I chose to go with, I think, Nasima. Yep, it's Nasima. So we can allocate Second Sight because it adds 25% more critical strike chance while blinded. And as well as here, we get Alchemist Genius through this Timeless Jewel. I didn't went for the belt mod. I think you can get an essence mod through essence, this buff, but it is more efficient if you just get it from this Timeless Jewel. And next priority for the notables in your Timeless Jewel is the increased duration of ailments. Since duration or freeze duration or ailment duration reduce the threshold of your freeze, similar to the function or mechanic behind reduced stun threshold. So another important mastery is freeze duration. This increases or lowers the threshold of your freezes, so you can easily apply freeze to high HP monsters, especially bosses. So we have just one large cluster here. We have Martial Momentum, Feed the Fury, Martial Prowess. And for the two medium clusters, I have Precise Retaliation, Quick Getaway. Precise Retaliation and Quick Getaway. Elemental Focus again is also an important notables since it gives increased duration of ailments on enemies. So in the next part of the video, or my next video, I think I'm going to show a guide regarding how to craft the gear, since it's not very straightforward, especially the belt. So watch out for that. So thank you very much, and like and subscribe if you like the content, and just don't be shy to ask questions or to give any suggestions about the build. So thank you very much and have a nice day.